Focus on my brake lights.
Ain't turning back. Now that I'm back on track, yeah. Take my word from it. Put a couple bands on it. And I don't plan on letting people turn me. No. You can say what you want. I'ma keep pressing on. I can't go pop that green light. I'm feeling green right. Talking to my past life. Focus on my brake lights. Cruising to my future.
Oh well, look who's here. This is Breaking the Silence. Oh wait,
Yes,
ladies.
we are.
We got the memo, right? We
Yes,
got the notice.
listen.
Did you?
This wasn't planned, okay?
It was not at all.
If you're seeing it and you get it, then you know what we're talking about. It definitely wasn't
No.
planned.
Although you are seeing red, it's actual red.
Yes.
It's burgundy. But anyways, welcome to Breaking the Silence. We want to introduce ourselves. My name is Angeli.
I'm Nori.
I'm Shaitia.
And today we are again going to break the silence.
Yes, we
For this hour long, I want you to stay with us. We're going to be discussing some topics that maybe you may not have heard of before or not really talked about as much,
Yeah.
but we are going to talk about it anyways. So our
Yes.
first topic that we're going to be talking about, guilty pleasures.
Guilty pleasures. Shaitia's excited about this one.
I'm ready for the confessions that we're going to hear today.
Confessions.
I don't know anything about confessions, y'all.
Well, if you want to hear Chaitia's confession
Right?
later
Oh,
on, you are going to tune in and then she's going to confess all she wants. All right, we also have tech-savvy women.
Yes.
So in this 21st century, how are we going to be able to navigate in the digital world? Because you never know, 5 to 10 years from now, most jobs are going to be taken over by technology. So we need to, upskill and learn some new
How
skills.
to navigate it, and with confidence, too.
Yes, definitely. And as well, we are going to be exploring the world. If you want to know where we're gonna go, well, I want you to stay tuned for that. I'm gonna give you a hint. Should I give them a hint?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, they said no, it's 2 versus 1, so I guess you'll have to stay tuned. But we're gonna go on a quick break and we'll be right back.
Don't change the channel. We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is it time yet?
It's time.
Punch down time for dinner.
Oh, it's really good.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Breaking the silence. Laughs. Fun. Real women, real talk. Stay tuned.
Let's strive to grow together
on Breaking the Silence.
On Breaking the Silence, we aim to broaden your horizons on a variety of topics.
Justification that comes with any addiction.
Beneficial advice you can use in your daily life.
But as you mature, you have to be with someone who matures with you.
Let's explore today's topic together on Breaking the Silence.
We did not forget, okay? So before we go to our first topic of the day, let's go to our question of the day. Let's pull up our question. Okay, our question for you today, viewers, is have you ever been jealous of your partner's success? Viewers, what do you think?
Yes.
Viewers,
Interesting
listeners.
question. I want to hear from you guys.
Yeah, so you can have, this hour long to answer that, but I don't think it's going to take an hour. But anyways, we have our QR code that's going to pop up on your screen where you could scan that. There we go. So you can scan that. It is going to bring you all the way to our Instagram page. That's Breaking the Silence _talk show. And you can send your response to that. And later on in the show, we're going to be reading all your comments. But now, let us switch a little bit and let's go to our first topic of the day. Let's be a little real, and it may be a little scandalous, okay? But we're talking about guilty pleasure.
Yes, you know those things we all secretly love, but we pretend as if we do not. You know, those cheesy songs, those K-drama, that fast food, the reality TV. Maybe you love Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but you pretend as if you don't know what's going on. Yes, we're talking about guilty pleasure because we all have them.
Yes, we all have our guilty pleasures. So, let's embrace and indulge a little bit in it and have fun discussing about someone. Because listen, maybe your guilty pleasures, someone that's watching right now, they have that same guilty pleasure as well. And don't tell nobody about our guilty pleasures, okay?
Yeah. We're about to tell you now a little bit of it. You wanna tell yours?
Well, you gotta go first, Angeli.
Okay, so let me share one of the many. If you know in the show, I usually love to sleep, so that's one of them. So that's like when I could squeeze in a little nap here and there, maybe even during the weekday, or when it's usually work hours, and then you can squeeze in a little nap. And also, you mentioned it, K-drama.
Yes.
So when those shows are a little bit too
yes.
So
that is definitely a guilty pleasure for me, the K-dramas, especially when I find out that Angeli watched a K-drama that I watched. I'm like, oh my goodness, did you see this? Did you watch that episode? So yes, I'm a big sucker for the K-dramas.
Okay, so both of y'all are into K-dramas. I'm not, but one of mine would just be to not do anything at all. Not do anything at all and just binge watch, whether it's TV shows, series, movies, whatever it is. I definitely don't mind turning off that off button and just say, you know what, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna go ahead and watch and binge as long as I can. I'm gonna knock out with it. I'm gonna wake up.
There you go, you're like this, right? Yeah, that's you.
And I would do it all over again. So yeah, that's one of mine.
But why do we feel so guilty about, guilty pleasure? Because you enjoy, right? You have this an endorphin and you feel really relaxed when you're doing these things. Often it's because of societal pressure, some it's because of the perceived judgment, and some is because you want to maintain a certain image. So sometimes it's because, it's not as accustomed to that kind of environment or accustomed to the, maybe your habits or your schedule, your routine. So sometimes you kind of feel a little guilty when you're indulging yourself in that. And even food, for example, you're in a healthy diet and sometimes you have this craving here and there and you're like, oops, I feel kind of guilty.
Juicy burger.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, and you know,
why.
it provides us with this feeling of escapement, you know, relaxation and enjoyment, especially when you get caught up, like let's say me with the K-drama. You kind of enter their world, so you forget about what's going on around you, and you're just caught up in their drama, what they're going through, and then after a couple of hours, you're like, oh, back to reality, like because you really did escape, and your mind was just at peace. You didn't think about anything else but what you were doing in that moment.
And that's just it. It really does offer you that break from the everyday hustle and bustle. You know, maybe you're that type of person that you're normally like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I'm on a tight schedule. Or you're that type of person that when you have a task, you don't sleep, you don't give yourself rest, you don't give your eyes any rest until you've been able to accomplish it. And you live like that every single day. Day in, day out. You're that type of person that you're running after things, you're getting things done, you're doing things whether it's an obligation or whether you feel that, you know, it's important to you, so you make time, you squeeze in time, you know, to get that thing done or to do it. So, you know, whenever you go ahead and you indulge in those guilty pleasures, that's exactly what it does. It offers you that break that you need, which also gives you time to unwind and feel like, okay, you know what? Let me breathe a little bit. Let me just relax. Let me, you know, have that downtime and, you know, get my energy back up and running so I can continue again on the everyday hustle and bustle.
Exactly.
And you talked about one of them, you know, the much needed break. But this guilty pleasure, sometimes when it's done too much, then it could be a problem. One of this is procrastinating. Sometimes when you're like, it's too overwhelming, too much task, I'm loaded with so many, and let me just procrastinate and put it off a little bit. But then when it's constant, it can be a little problematic.
And you know, for me, this might be a little bit of a guilty pleasure I didn't know I had, because I do tend to procrastinate with certain things, but also because I work well under pressure. So it's like in my mind, I know that when the tough gets going, like I'm there, I'm functioning. I'm not the type of person who will like shut down completely and be like, I don't know what to do. So I feel like because I know I work so well under pressure, I know that if I wait till the last minute, I will still get it done in time.
You know, and another lifestyle of guilty pleasures would be being all day in your pajamas.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, when you know you don't have to get up, you don't have to get ready, you don't have to beautify yourself, you don't have to do any of these things. You can just be comfortable and just stay in your PJs all day, not have to worry about what am I gonna wear? Is this gonna match? Is this gonna look good? When did I wear this last? Or this and that and the other. Just knowing that you can just be in the comfort of your PJs, of your onesies, of whatever it is that you like being comfortable in. There's nothing better than that.
And I feel like with the remote, like work from home, remote working, a lot of people did this guilty pleasure because it's like they're just there, they're not going out. They're like, oh, I don't need to put on clothes. And then you will see like those videos of the people who had a Zoom meeting and like the top half would be like presentable and then the bottom would be pajamas or something.
Yeah, and another thing is sleeping on a weekday. You know, with your pajamas all day, you'll be wanting to go back to bed, you know, so sometimes you could just, when your schedule allows it, then you sleeping on a weekday can actually be another guilty pleasure. Or splurging on a small luxury item. So sometimes, you know, that coffee shop that you always, you know, run to when you go to work, but then, you know, $5 cup or even sometimes $10. You know what, let me just splurge just for today, you know, and actually take that sip of coffee when you smell it, or maybe even like, I don't know, something that you would not usually purchase, but then you would want to give yourself like that splurge. So that could be something like a guilty pleasure.
One that I am definitely guilty of, taking long baths. Taking long baths. Listen.
Are you the type of person who likes candles?
Oh, no.
The bath bombs or you know, I mean, it depends whether you have a bath or you have a shower, whatever you have a shower, you just stay under that running water. or maybe you start singing, or you should start doing. Listen, I'm guilty of that, y'all. So that's another one as well that I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to as well.
Yeah, but we also have the food guilty pleasures.
Oh, goodness gracious.
A lot of people deal with that. Like you always have your favorite snack on hand. You know, like me, I'm allergic to chocolate. But every now and then I will get a craving for like a Snicker, M&M, but I can't eat it. And so my husband will look at me and be like, why are you eating that right now? He would just be like, why are you eating that right now? And I'm just like, I don't know, I just wanted some chocolate. So it's like you have that guilty pleasure because it's like, you know you shouldn't have it. You know, maybe you're on a diet and you was doing so well and then you just wanted that chocolate chip cookie or like that snickerdoodle or whatever. You know, that is a guilty pleasure that you have as well.
You know, when you come home from work and you look at the kitchen and you stare at the kitchen and you're like, I'm sorry, I'm avoiding you today. And what do? You order takeout. You order Chinese food or whatever it is, and you just eat. You just eat in because you just don't feel like doing it. That's also a guilty pleasure that I'm pretty sure a lot of people have. Or sometimes you don't even wait till you get home. You clock out of work and you're like, today was a hot day. Today was a rough day. You know what? I ain't even gonna cook. Nope, I didn't even take out the chicken, so it's not thawed out. Oh no, honey, I'm sorry. I'm calling, I don't know, the Chinese store.
They're gonna get there when I get there.
DoorDash.
There you go, exactly. So we can arrive at the same time because I'm not hitting the kitchen today.
Yeah. But how about those who are eating waffles, cereals, and at dinner time? I'm not judging you. If you want to eat waffles, if you want to eat eggs, toast, or whatever, go. Eat with your heart's content, because sometimes I do that too, you know? So like, especially when you lose the time to eat breakfast and then, you know, you wanted to still have that hearty meal, and then you indulge in breakfast at dinner time. So sometimes people do that too when you miss it.
And you know, you see it becoming a lot more popular today because you'll see like at McDonald's all day breakfast or certain places they have all day breakfast because they realize a lot of times people just want, you know, that savory, you know, sugary French toast or something where they don't have to just have it at a certain time of the day, you know, especially when they're binge watching their favorite show.
Oh yes.
You know,
Thank you for mentioning that, girl,
and binge
because
eating
we're
too.
gonna get into the recreational ones as well. So like I said earlier, the binge watching, that is definitely, I think, like my go-to, especially if there's something new that I missed or I didn't get to watch it properly. I literally don't mind going back to it and watching it all over again from scratch. I don't know, but I go really hard when it comes to binge watching. Sometimes I can even finish a whole thing.
A whole season?
Yes, in maybe like a day or two.
And you know, for me, I have like all the streaming apps. And
she's at a different level.
I really do. I have, because it's like I will wait until they pile up to like maybe 5 episodes or 6 episodes. And then I'll just go on, because I don't like that waiting, like, what's gonna happen next? What's going on? Like, I just want to keep watching and watching and watching so I don't have to be in suspense. So I really enjoy that. And you guys all know that I enjoy a good book. A good book, especially when you get lost inside of the world itself. Like, I stayed up late, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know how you can do that,
reading,
girl.
because I'm like, oh my goodness, what's gonna happen?
Don't your eyes hurt?
No, but you see, I just love the reading and the story, especially if it's a good book. I always tell people, if I can't get hooked on the first page, I won't finish the book. Because I need to like get caught up into the world. So maybe that's why you're not into the book, because you're not hooked yet. But when I have a good book,
I can't put it down, but you just love reading overall.
Even as a child, like as a child, you know, your mom would be like, go to sleep, I'll be under the cover reading
and then
book.
reading.
Yes.
But how about doom scrolling?
Yes.
Social media.
Guilty.
You know,
Guilty,
you know, when you have
guilty,
like that
guilty.
pastime, your lunch break, or even that 5-minute break, you know, you don't even know what you're seeing there, but you're just doom scrolling, and actually you're just mindlessly doing that, and it actually makes you, well, like for the meantime, like temporarily, you think that you're being relaxed, right? And that, you know, you're in your downtime and you're okay. So some people do that more often than they're supposed to.
Yeah, or some people use it as a way to kind of catch up or see, you know, what other people are doing, what's in, what's not in, and all of these things. So I think that's another reason why people doom screen as well. But you know, moderation is key. You know, and then there's also video games.
Oh yeah,
there's people. You know, not for women necessarily, but there are some games on phones that I know women are addicted to.
I remember you with Candy Crush.
Confession time.
Tia.
Confession time.
I remember so long ago.
The secret's out.
Tia, are you serious?
Don't tell anybody.
I'm gonna catch you after the show, y'all. Don't worry. But yes, there are some games on phones that people tend to
like
get
when it
hooked on.
first came out, like I definitely got to like level 1,000 and something.
Oh my God, you talk about me,
a little too much.
girl. Listen, but you know what? Moderation is key. Everything in life, you have to be, you know, you have to have that balance. You can't just go overboard when it comes to these things, because if not, your life is also going to come to a halt. You know, it's going to affect you in a negative way. Anything that's too much or excessive, you know, it affects you in a negative way.
Exactly.
And sometimes what you can do as well is to share your guilty pleasure with other people, because, you know, you might as well find out that your friends or family members, they also like the same thing, but because they're feeling guilty, they don't want to share it. So maybe might as well you could be the first one to share it, and you can also bond together with your family. But again, as Nori said, moderation is key, okay? So with that, I'm gonna go on a quick break and we'll be right back.
Laugh, learn, and love with Breaking the Silence. We'll be right back.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
Bro, you gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's a white people thing.
Escúchame, en esta casa los hombres no lloran.
You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
Thanks for hearing me out, bro. Appreciate it.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad. Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Depressed and unable to sleep? Battling with suicidal thoughts? Trying to find a way out? See none? You do your best, but it feels like your best isn't good enough. It's the same struggle day after day. Will this cycle never end? At the Universal Church, we have a 24/7 helpline with pastors on standby willing to assist you. No matter the situation or problem, there is a solution. We're here for you. Call this number, 1-888-332-4141. It's a safe number to call, and we're ready to counsel and pray for your way out.
Need a ride? Yeah!
Driving with kids is a big responsibility.
Hop in and buckle up!
So don't sweat the small stuff.
You got paint all over our paper!
Get the big stuff right instead.
What does that mean?
Like making sure your kids are in the correct car seat and buckled up for safer travel.
That deserves a wiggly wiggly wig.
To make sure your child is in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
You are watching Breaking the Silence.
We are exploring the world, and we're gonna go to this country. This country is known for its coffee. Can you guess? It's not Brazil. It's not Brazil. Colombia. Yes, there you go.
Great coffee.
But specifically because Colombia has a lot of places, we're going to explore one of its cities. It's Cartagena. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nori. Yes, Cartagena. There we go. So it has a lot of, places to visit, also the culture, also cuisine and coffee, of course, and we're going to dive into that. But first, let us mention before anybody travels, right? Safety first. What is the first things that you should know? First, you need to know that it's safe to travel, if for female travelers, for solo travel. However, there's always that, it's always wise to be aware of your surroundings. And you need to also learn a few basic Spanish phrases.
Hola.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás?
¿A dónde está este lugar?
Okay, ¿a dónde está ese lugar? Which means which place, something like that. Where's this place? And also respecting local customs, because each place that you visit, especially if it's not your country, they have their own customs, they have their own traditions. So make sure that you respect that, because you're visiting. You're not like one of them, right? So you are visiting, so make sure that you do respect it. And of course, utilizing the transportation, even though you're not used to them, you utilize whatever they have in that country or in that city.
Even if you can have a guide, a tour guide to always guide you and stuff, because they're always they know the place, so they're gonna always make sure that you're safe, you're well taken care of, you don't go or wander off to places that might be dangerous for you as well.
And as well with the tour guide, they will tell you like what is respectable or what is not. Like, oh, make sure your arms are covered, because there's some places where females, you have to cover your arms, you have to cover your legs, you can't wear like tank tops. So knowing those types of things will help you have that respect for that city or that area that you're going
and
to.
learning the history behind certain things, certain places and stuff like that. So that's very important as well. Must-see attractions. Now, I know that Colombia has wonderful, look at that.
Beautiful.
That is just amazing. Imagine being in a hotel room and you have this kind of view. It is amazing. There's this city called Wall City. So, it's known for its cobblestone streets, colorful buildings, charming squares. I mean, look at that. Just look at the view. That view is so amazing. And there are many other places as well that you can be able to visit, like Plaza Santo Domingo, which is a vibrant square with street performers and a lively nightlife. I was watching a video from Cartagena, and they have like these buses that they kind of turned into, like a chill spot where you can be able to dance, to hang out with your friends, like a party bus, exactly, like a party bus. And they were having a blast. They were having a good time. So apart from having a good time, you're also seeing certain places, because it goes to different stops and stuff like that. So that's also a great thing that you can do there. There's also a place called Castillo San Felipe de Barajas. Oh my goodness. Castillo San Felipe de Barajas. So, it's a 16th century fortress offering stunning views. Look at that. That is amazing. Oh my goodness.
And you can see the history in it. Like, you can see the history, the dateness of it. And you can tell that it's an important area for them.
There you go. And then there's also Gethsemane, which is a vibrant neighborhood known for its street art, bohemian atmosphere, and delicious food. We can't keep that out. Whenever you go someplace, you definitely have to try the food. It is amazing. Amazing. I remember I went to a country for the first time, and I went to like this market, and I was like, I've been deceived my whole life, because they had a whole bunch of fruits, but here in the US, your bananas, your hand of bananas, they normally have like about five bananas on it. But in this country, it was like a whole bunch. And I was like, seriously? So it's like, this is the purity of it. This is what it really is. Not no 4 or 5 bananas. It's much more than that.
Yeah.
So the food in countries is always good to enjoy it. I always love enjoying the food on it.
Yes, and we're gonna leave the city because you don't want to only go for the wall city. You know, you want to go outside of the city. And of course, in these countries like that, they have beaches.
Oh,
nice, beautiful. Look at that.
Come on, you have the
color of the water. We don't have that here in Texas. So this beach is Playa Blanca.
Look at that.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So this is Playa
It's
Blanca or Playa Rosario, known for their white sand and crystal clear waters. Like we don't see any of that here in what Galveston. So the different cultures, and you know, it's good to see like things like this because it shows you like what other places have to offer.
And the richness of it.
And you know, you get to try new things where it's something that you may never have tried before.
Exactly.
You know, and if you want to leave the beach, you can go to other islands. Like they have, you can take a boat trip to Rosario Island and a stunning archipelago, perfect for snorkeling, diving, and exploring. And also, as Nori was talking about the different Colombian delights for cuisine, they have fresh seafood and dishes like, you're going to have to help me now. My Spanish, I need to touch up on my Spanish before
You got it.
Okay, so our peppers and bandeja. Yes. So those are the different dishes that we saw on the screen as well that they show. I will definitely try this because I'm
look
a
at
seafood
those mussels.
person.
Yeah.
It looks good. Amazing, amazing,
and
amazing.
of course, coffee.
Yes.
They actually have a plantation tour. So you cannot miss this. Colombia is known for its like coffee. So you can learn about Colombia's renowned coffee culture when you visit its local plantation. And of course, it's also full of art and culture. So there are a lot of local art galleries that actually support female artists. And you can actually purchase some unique souvenirs. So you can see here like some artwork, some souvenirs that you can actually purchase only in Colombia. And of course, salsa. You cannot visit a Hispanic country without taking any dance classes. Salsa, right?
Ooh,
so come on, you're gonna sweat it out.
Yes, you are. Listen,
Nori's gonna give us a demo.
A demo, a cue, please.
I mean, if you play that music, you know, my body automatically is gonna respond. So don't do it. But it's always good, you know. These are wonderful things that you can enjoy whenever you go traveling. So listen, if you are already making plans for vacation and whatnot, Cartagena, Colombia is definitely one place that you would want to put on your list because it is just overall beautiful. The people, the diversity, everything about it, you know, their Spanish, the way they speak Spanish, I love it because it's kind of similar to the way Guatemalans speak Spanish as well. So I love it. I love
What
it
is their delicacy? I mean,
I don't.
like,
they have so many different things. Yeah, I wouldn't know. With Colombia, I wouldn't know. Probably the arepas, like it was mentioned. Yeah,
I didn't say it like that, but okay.
You didn't, but it's okay.
So, but what is the arepas? What is the arepas?
I mean, it's kind of like this white round. I don't know how to explain it. It's just round. It's white. It's very good, but again, it varies from countries to countries as well because everyone makes it differently.
Yeah.
So
and look at
there
that.
goes that
is that
food.
one,
Oh
right?
goodness gracious! No, that's a type of cheese there. That's the arepa. You see that round thing right
on the top?
there?
On the
like
top.
close to the egg? No, close to the egg. So that's an
This
arepa
one.
right there. Yeah, there you go. So, and it has a lot of great things as well. So Colombia is definitely
and you will never
one
be
to put on your
bored
list.
because you have the beach, you have art
You have
tours,
so many
you have
different
coffee
places.
tours, you have salsa dancing.
Yeah.
Like you can never be bored in a city like that. And even just the historical background of it. You just going on the tour of the city, you'll see so many different things that you would never have seen before.
Yeah, definitely.
And definitely book your flight light on like a weather accepting a time, okay? Like in a season where you can go to the beach, where you could explore without having to carry, because I don't know in Colombia if they have like different seasons, but you know, in a season where you can actually explore it, you know, without any baggage, without anything that you're gonna be, you know, thinking about.
Interrupt you.
Yeah, no interruption. So make sure you plan well and also research the country or the place that you are going to travel to or visit in, okay? But that's it for traveling our world, exploring our world. If you do have some places that you already visited and you found it really beautiful, amazing, you can feel free to send a DM to us, and maybe one day we can explore that world as well. Well, we're gonna go on a quick break and we'll be right back.
We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
Real women, real talk. Breaking the silence is where stories become connections. Let's break the silence together.
I'm a firefighter.
A teacher.
I'm a farmer. I'm a barber.
A waitress.
A mom.
We're all part of your community. Every day we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good, others not so much.
But that's life. It's when you experience a moment of uncertainty. Something or someone's behavior that doesn't seem quite right.
These are the moments to take a pause.
Because if something doesn't feel right, it's probably not.
It's not about paranoia.
Or being afraid.
It's about standing up and protecting our communities.
One detail at a time.
Because a lot of little details can become a pattern.
We
trust our instincts.
Just like you should.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Breaking the Silence is back. Let's keep the conversation going.
What skills do you need to thrive in the 21st century when all you can see, they're all digital? So today we're gonna give you some tips for some of you who are not as tech savvy. Well, today we're gonna go step by step, give you some skills on what you can actually start learning and also how you can thrive in the 21st century, because study says that in 5 to 10 years from now, we could actually expect a growth of, you know, tech jobs. So that's 5 to 10 years. Imagine. So if you already upskill, if you already learn any skill regarding tech, then you'll be like, you know, good for 5 to 10 years.
Yes.
And we don't know what happens after that.
And it's not just a skill, it's a necessity, because as you said, all the jobs are becoming tech jobs nowadays. It's not like before where it was like every here and there will be tech. No, everything is becoming tech. In the hospitals is becoming tech. Even like the factories, you know, they have the robots doing a lot more that used to be manual labor. So it's like it's the importance, because someone needs to know how to control these robots or these things, and it's like, why can't we do it, you know? Tech is a field that mostly men do. It's a male-dominated field, but women have the capability to do it as well. So it's important for us women to get on it so that way it's not so male dominated.
So that's why we're gonna be exploring it. We're gonna be exploring the benefits, the challenges that women do face when it comes to, you know, technology, the tech skills and all of these things. You know, that way you can be able to thrive. You can be able to do more things that you probably thought you weren't capable of doing it. Listen, you're going to be able to do it. You're definitely going to be able to do it.
Yeah, because it's important for your career advancement, especially if you're already in the tech field and it's rapidly growing.
Yes,
like,
it is.
if you saw how rapid it grew for the past, 5 years, 10 years, it would be twice as much. So you could imagine if you were just, you know, not up in your game, then you'll have to like catch up. So now is the perfect time for you to be able to advance your career, for you to be able to upskill, for you to be able to learn new skills that's going to be beneficial, you know, in the next 10 to 20 years.
Yeah. And you know, it's not only recent, but I'm thinking of that movie, Hidden Figures. I don't know if you saw it.
Yes, I've seen it before.
You know, and that movie is basically about 3 women who were all tech savvy in the STEM, you know, science, engineering, technology, mathematics, and they were crucial figures for NASA. And this was, I think, like the 1950s, you know, so it's like they were working there and they were the ones who actually was able to have the spaceship or rocket orbit completely around the sun and, I mean, the moon or whatever they went to orbit and come back to Earth. So we see that it's not just something now, but we've been using this technology for so long. And as we keep developing, it allows women to fully participate in entrepreneurship, you know, to fully participate in the digital, like Bitcoin and things like for you to understand what's fully going on.
And you know, tech literacy, it empowers women. It empowers women to be able to navigate online safely and also with confidence. Because if you are not confident in what you're doing, if you don't, you know, seek to educate yourself and to learn these new things, yes, you will definitely miss out, but you will also definitely find yourself in troubles that you don't want to get yourself into. So I find it very important for, you know, women just to educate themselves on technology, how things work, like the privacy and, you know, just everything around it. That way you can be able to navigate through it comfortably. You know, it's like, when you know something, when you really study and learn something, you could probably even do it with your eyes closed. You know, that's how easy it needs to be and it needs to become. Because like Angelique said, in just a few years, basically everything. Every single thing is going to be, you know, digital. So we have to educate ourselves on that.
Yeah, and this is not only for, you know, general population, because we see that women are underrepresented in technology, as you've mentioned, you know, in STEM. And there's actually a fact that I want to share with our viewers that women are actually 47% in the workforce, but they are still underrepresented in tech. And top 5 tech companies average under 36% female employees. And lastly, women hold 30% of leadership roles and 24% of tech jobs within these companies. So you see the number is still like, you know, in the first quarter. It's not as yet as like in the half or in the third quarters, but we are, you know, we're evolving, we're developing. But as we can see now, you know, as we upskill, as we enter into these fields and actually represent women, then the more young girls, you know, teenagers or youths will be able to see that, hey, I can also be able to go into that field, even though it's male dominated, as you've mentioned.
Yeah. And you know, it's kind of difficult at first because I was a STEM person as well. Like I did go to college for programming, computer programming, building websites, video games, all of that. And I just think back to all of my classes that I took, and I was like maybe 1 out of 2 women. You know, 1 out of 2 females there, and the class would be 40, 50 men.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, so you see, like, especially back then, because a lot of times society kind of not forces, but they have that, you know, that pressure or that bias where it's like, women should go to nursing. And so like all of my friends will be like, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a nurse. And I'm like, I want to build websites. like, it's completely different because of like how societal norms are, like especially back then. It's getting more better now because, as we said, tech is growing. So a lot of women are looking more into it. They're saying like, hey, this is something I can do. Hey, this is something that I am interested in doing as well.
You know, I was listening to a lady who's into tech, and she was just giving tips, practical tips on what women should implement, should do when it comes to being in an industry, especially that's male dominated, and you want to be able to advance in it. So she said that women, they should be confident. Be confident. Don't be intimidated because you might be the only female and you know you're surrounded by so many men, or like the pressure is on because you're like the only female that's there. Speak up with your ideas, with your suggestions, with whatever it is that you know you can bring to the table. You know, unshakable optimism. That's something that, you know, women should have when it comes to, you know, learning or being in like the tech world. You know, mentorship, finding a tech mentor as well. When you're getting started, when you don't know what to do, where to go, how to start, you know, where do you begin? It's always good to find a tech mentor as well. You know, enjoy solving problems. If you enjoy solving problems like Shaitia, you know, then this is definitely for you. And be an FIO person, which is figure it out. You know, and there's people that are just like that. You know, they're given something, they don't know what to do, they don't know what it is, but they don't care. They just go ahead and FIO. They figure it out. So these are just some things that you should have, that you should be, that you should implement if you really want to thrive in this field.
And you know, they should have basic computer literacy. I feel like that's like the first step. Kind of get to know the computer, get to know key things like how to work Excel, how to do Keynote, you know, how to do simple things on your computer, word processing. You need to learn how to do those things because that's the foundation of learning how to, let's say, program in the future, do this or do that. So you want to learn more about your computer, basic computer literacy skills, learning how to Google stuff. You know, a lot of times people don't know certain things, and you want to be able to dedicate some time to it because it is a new skill that you're learning. You can't expect yourself to get it tomorrow. Like, oh, you start today and tomorrow you're already a pro. But you know, you can start off small by taking like maybe 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day to work on one software. When you finish that software, you go on to the next and the next, like that.
There you go.
And you want to make sure that you critically evaluate information because there's a lot now, scams, identity theft. So just because, you know, you've never experienced it before, that is not going to happen, because again, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, everything is going to be digital. You're not going to have paper anymore. So how are you going to thrive, basically? How are you going to survive if everything is on the screens? So, you know, as Shaitia was saying, take that time a day. It's not going to be like, okay, I'm going to learn it in an hour. No. So you take it step by step for you to be able to know and learn from that. Maybe one thing you can do as well is installing reliable antivirus on your on your computer or in your phones, on your tablets, or because you know how nowadays, you know, they have a lot of hacking, viruses, so you want to protect your information. And if you want to further, like Shaitia, we have like coding skills as well. So we have Python. Is this Python?
Yeah,
Python, JavaScript. I don't know all this,
like
but
C++.
Go ahead, girl, break it down.
Break it down.
And you know, like the thing about these things is it's kind of like learning a new language.
Oh yeah.
So it's it deals with math. So you have math at one side, and then you have that language. So the JavaScript or Python or C++, it's like a new language. So it's like you're learning Spanish, or because you're gonna just look at it and be like, what is going on?
That is
But the more you push yourself, the more you continue, the more you're gonna see you're understanding it, and it's gonna become like secondhand knowledge for you. There's also like this website that I learned about when I was in college that is called edX, and what happens is you can take any course online. It's offered by like Harvard, MIT, like different things, and it's completely free. And the only thing you have to pay for is if you want a certificate. So if you want to say like, hey, I actually completed this course and I have this certificate, then you just pay like $30 for the certificate. But if you just want the knowledge, it's completely free.
We also have Code Academy and Khan Academy. I remember this in high school. They used to have Khan Academy, and it's free resource. So you can, you know, go online. There's a lot of resources for you to be able to learn. But it just takes you to actually type something there in Google and then how to do this, how to code, how to search, stuff like that. So if you have, you know, maybe a hard time having to learn a skill based on technology, then maybe this is the time for you to do that, because again, we never know what happens in the next 10 years. That paper is not going to be existent. But right now, we want to navigate and switch gears to our question of the day. Okay, so let's pull up our question of the day and refresh your mind. So that is, have you ever been jealous of your partner's success? And we have wonderful viewers. Our first one's coming from Jennifer. Never. We're a team.
Yes, Jennifer.
So his success is my success. Hashtag winning team. Yes, Jennifer.
All right, Jennifer. That's what I'm talking about, girl. We're on the same page.
Yeah,
Jennifer.
We have our next comment from Holly. A little, but as long that he's paying all the bills, I'm fine with it.
Ooh, child. Holly, what's going on there, girl? Holly.
Just a little. Okay.
All right, and we have our next comment from Irene. I'm the breadwinner, so I think sometimes he is, LOL. We compromise by getting each other gifts from time to time. I like that, girl.
Yeah.
I like that. I really like that. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like a reverse.
Roles reverse, but that's fine.
So,
I mean, but you know, his success is my success. I'm always gonna push him to be better.
I'm always gonna root for
so I
mine.
guess we all agree that never.
Never.
And we're going to end that with that and go on a quick break, and we'll be right back.
The show isn't over yet. Don't change the channel. We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I'm an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
You are watching Breaking the Silence.
Maybe your guilty pleasure is going to the internet too much. So might as well, once you're there, learn some skills, some tech skills, okay? So you are doing two birds with one stone.
Killing two birds
with one stone. There you go. Thank you, Nori. So because sometimes you're just there doing you know, all nothing exactly.
Yeah.
It's doom scrolling. So might as well learn something that would be beneficial for you.
Right.
Or they can book their ticket to Cartagena.
There you go, and enjoy the wonderful sights, eat the delicious comida, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Some frijoles.
there you go.
Take some salsa lessons. Not the food, it's the dance, okay, people?
Yeah. Oh, that's
it's
true.
The dance for me.
Maybe they can have both. The salsa and then the dancing move as well. But you know, don't be afraid to share your secret indulgence, your guilty pleasure with your family, with your friends, because you never know if they're also into that as well. But don't be too much into it. Again, moderation is key. Although it gives you like that temporary, you know, relaxation. But when you, that escape. But when you go too much to it, you tend to like be stuck there, and it's not a good place.
Good at all. No. Listen, okay, I have a guilty pleasure. Can I tell you guys what it is?
It's not a guilty pleasure.
I think I know what you're about to say, but okay.
This is not a guilty pleasure.
Kings, okay? Yes. There you go. Listen, if you're not hooked on it, you need to watch it, and I guarantee you, you're gonna be hooked on it, okay? Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you say, oh, listen, I'm too busy on the weekdays learning how to be tech savvy, you know, learning how to navigate all of these things, then listen, you can catch it on the weekends, right?
Yes.
They can binge watch.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
See, everything is related today. You can binge watch on the weekends at Saturday, Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So you have all the tools. You have all the resources.
Everything.
You have to just take action.
Yeah. And once they become tech savvy on those things, they can actually book their ticket to Cartagena. But that's all the time we got for today. We're going to see you. Bye.